I haven't slept properly in 6 weeks. Not since the night I discovered what was living in the Hendersons' basement. Let me back up. 3 months ago, I started a pet sitting business to make extra cash while finishing my marketing degree. Easy money, right? Feed some cats, walk a few dogs, water plants. The Hendersons were my dream clients. A wealthy couple in the suburbs who traveled constantly for work. They had a golden retriever named Max, and paid 3 times my normal rate because their house was 40 minutes outside town. The catch: they wanted overnight stays. Someone had to sleep there while they were gone. The money was too good to refuse. The first week went fine. Beautiful house, friendly dog, fully stocked kitchen, but during my second assignment, something changed. I'd been dealing with chronic migraines, stress from finals, too much screen time, barely sleeping. My doctor prescribed new medication that made me drowsy but wired at the same time. That specific chemical fog, where you're exhausted but can't actually rest. It was a Wednesday night, unseasonably hot for October. The Hendersons' air conditioning had broken that afternoon, and the repair guy couldn't come until Friday. I was lying on their couch in boxer shorts, sweating through their throw pillows. Max panting on the floor beside me. Around 2 a.m., I heard it, a wet, dragging sound, like something heavy being pulled across concrete. It was coming from beneath me. The Hendersons had mentioned a basement, but they'd never given me a key. Said it was just storage, nothing I'd need to access. I sat up, straining to hear over the blood pounding in my ears. Max's ears were pinned back, a low growl building in his throat. That's when I knew. I wasn't imagining it. Drag. Pause, drag, pause. I grabbed my phone and texted my roommate. "You awake?" No response. I pulled on jeans and walked through the kitchen, trying to find where the sound was loudest. There, a door I'd assumed was a pantry. I tried the handle, locked. The dragging stopped. In the silence that followed, I heard breathing. Not mine, not Max's. Slow, deliberate breathing on the other side of that door. I should have called the police right then. But my migraine medication had me second-guessing everything. Was I hallucinating? The Hendersons had security cameras. If I called the cops over nothing, I'd lose my best client. I'd look insane. So I waited. 20 minutes passed. Nothing. I convinced myself it was pipes. Foundation settling. My brain misfiring. I went back to the couch and pretended to sleep, but kept my phone in my hand. At 4:47 a.m., I heard footsteps. Not dragging this time. Footsteps, climbing stairs, inside the house. I rolled off the couch onto the floor, my heart trying to punch through my ribcage. Max was standing now, hackles raised, staring at the kitchen. The footsteps grew louder, closer. Someone was walking through the first floor. I army crawled behind the couch and dialed 911, whispering so quietly I wasn't sure the operator could hear me. "Someone's in the house. I'm pet sitting, I don't know how they got in." The operator told me to stay hidden, stay quiet. Police were 8 minutes away, then I smelled it. Body odor, unwashed clothes, rot. A shadow fell across the living room floor. Someone was standing at the edge of the couch, looking down at where I'd been lying moments before. I could see feet, bare, filthy, toenails overgrown and yellow. The person took 3 steps closer. Max attacked. The dog launched himself with a vicious snarl, and I heard a man scream. High-pitched, shocked, crashing sounds, glass breaking. I grabbed a table lamp, ripped the cord from the wall, and ran toward the front door. But the man was blocking it now, wrestling with Max, and in the light from the hallway I finally saw him. Gaunt, pale, long matted hair, wearing what looked like tattered painter's overalls, covered in stains I didn't want to identify. His eyes met mine, and he smiled. He had a key in his hand, a basement key dangling from a shoelace around his neck. I ran for the back door instead, fumbling with the deadbolt as he shoved Max aside and came after me. I felt his hand grab my shoulder just as I got the door open. his fingernails digging into my skin. I spun and swung the lamp base into his face. He dropped. I ran barefoot into the woods behind the house, phone clutched to my chest. The 911 operator screaming at me to identify my location. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. I could hear him behind me, crashing through the underbrush, making these awful grunting sounds. Red and blue lights flooded the driveway as I broke through to the front yard. 3 police cars. The man was tackled, 20 feet behind me. Turns out, he'd been living in the Hendersons' basement for at least 4 months. A former contractor they'd hired and fired who'd kept a copy of the basement key. He'd been coming up at night to use their bathroom, eat their food, watching me sleep on their couch through a heating vent. The Hendersons were horrified. I spent 6 hours at the police station. The paramedics treated the scratches on my shoulder, 4 deep gouges that took weeks to heal. Max was fine, protective and perfect, but I can't do it anymore. I shut down the business. I broke my lease and moved back home with my parents because I can't sleep alone. Every creak, every settling sound, every shadow. I'm back in that living room, smelling him, feeling his hand on my shoulder. The detective told me the man had journals, pages and pages about me, my routines, what time I fell asleep, how I looked when I was dreaming. He knew my name, I still don't know how. And sometimes, late at night, I wonder if he really kept all those journals in the basement, or if the police just haven't found where else he's been staying.